Director Chen, what's the matter?
Shelia, sorry to disturb you while you're off. It's an urgent mission from HQ. Each team member has been assigned a survey mission. Begin your investigation as soon as you receive your assigned location. According to satellite intel, General Lin's unit has already landed. Watch out.
General Lin?
The top dog at SAI. They say that tech-wise, even we here at SRO can't hold a candle to his guys.
Bright Memory Infinite is, if we're talking graphics, is simply the most visually stunning indie game out of the past few years, and not just 2021. Offered with an honestly really satisfying mix of fast-paced first-person shooting and melee combat. No story at all, on top of some minor to major issues here and there. They kind of make it a bit hard to recommend, but it's a really cheap game and it is fair. Go for it.
They'll be focusing on the signals there. Now is your chance.
Roger, I'll take care of this now.
The next pulse wave is coming. Brace yourself. Shelia, come on. What happened? Shelia.
But you're too late. Once I finish pouring this primordial flood over Earth, the black hole will change the world.
Keep moving forward. The exit is up ahead.
Oh no! The road!
Shelia, get out of there now!
Ready? Once you go up, there is no turning back.
F.I.S.T. Forged in Shadow Torch, on the other hand, is definitely one worth to keep in mind, at least. It's the kind of game that does a lot in the way of platforming and basically old school Metroidvania style gameplay. It's got a super well made setting. You can literally notice every single effort they've actually put into its atmosphere, and actually pretty familiar gameplay. It's easy to pick up and play, and to be honest, even a little bit underrated. It's a good game.
Indents pursue a rewarding career of enforced servitude for the Ascent group.
Moving on, we have the Ascent, what's countless times so far referred to as Diablo 3, but with guns. A tad different though, like it's a lot more fast-paced and challenging, at times even it feels like a run-and-gun kind of game to some extent, but really one that actually stands out from all the action RPGs of 2021, and one that's crafted actually really well. The setting is really amazing and the graphics are really well designed. It's a 9 out of 10 if you do enjoy top-down games, for sure.
You should also augment your capabilities. Indents are obliged to serve and die alone. But if you have any friends, you can cooperate in online or local multiplayer. Moving up in the world is highly desirable. Many will want to keep you down. Take cover. Blow shit up. Adapt your tactics and switch up your weapons. Remember.
Now, if you're a fan of old school RPGs, or technically speaking, like your game is with a touch of retro to it, Echo Generation might just be the one you would be obligated to pick up as a Microsoft exclusive. Like, you get the Stranger Things vibes there. It's not a coincidence, it's actually made specifically that way with that element in mind to just make it feel like Stranger Things, that is with the added elements of JRPG style of old Nintendo games. It's a really good game, it's an 8 out of 10 in my opinion, and it's also coming to PC sometime later, in case you're wondering. So 2021 was literally the biggest year for retro futuristic games to be back in the gaming scene, and one that actually packed a lot of goodies. Now, Eastward at first hand was really one of the most visually stunning pixel art games to come out in 2021, in addition to being one of the best indie games out of its genre, and one that actually had all the right elements of a retro game. If you do like RPGs, story-driven games, and the old Nintendo goods, this one's an easy choice. Basically, another greatest hit from the folks at Yacht Club Games. A great puzzle game, and one that feels really unique, especially when you get to the online section of this game. Now, Pocket Dungeon is a wonderful spin-off of the Shovel Knight franchise, and it's incredibly well designed and crafted in almost every single aspect. Honestly, sometimes it actually feels like it's a little bit overwhelming, so keep those in mind. I remember we're actually talking about indie games, and Omno, which is an action-adventure game simply, has one of the most relaxing experiences out of a video game, so to speak, out of any genre. Well, this game is pretty much in the same vein as The Journey, you all know Journey, with a tiny touch of action and some exploration to do. It's a really smooth game, and the protagonist doesn't talk as well, which in my opinion just makes it even better. Just take a look. Moving on, it's Unpacking. Unpacking is a simulation game, basically, but one that comes with a heavy narrative, and then there's all that unpacking parts that feels actually more than just a simulation game, in my opinion. Now, I had my moment with this game. I think it's something that you will have to connect with if you had a childhood like what you actually see there, in which case, you're probably gonna have your mind blown by the amount of things you're gonna actually connect with over here. Just have a quick look in case you've missed this one.
No one knows what made them attack. But one thing's true.
Tales of Iron, on the other hand, especially in case you've missed out on, is an RPG adventure, kind of hack and slasher, though Souls even to an extent, story-driven and even skill-based kind of platform. It's a good game. I like to think it's a pretty enjoyable and pretty unique one, especially when it comes to the way it takes things to a specific direction. And yes, overall a really well-made game. This one's actually available on basically all platforms and with a really good review score as well.
But a single hope remains. One rat must make a stand. A warrior. A hero. A king. Drive back the vile pond scum. Reclaim your land. Deliver your subjects to peace and glory.
I'm caught between the wind and parts of the unknown. Adored between two worlds, a sight to see. It feels like everything is moving.
Now, personally speaking, I really like it when a game catches me by surprise. Sable over here would actually one of the most memorable moments to take with you, and the open world you come across will do the surprise part almost perfectly. Now the game's a tad annoying because there's a lot of bugs and glitches you'll actually come across, but if you could pass those like I did, you'll easily have one hell of a time with this one. I'd like to give it at least an 8 out of 10. Now, Valheim, on the other hand, if you've actually never had hands on so far, is basically, it's kind of a grown-up version of Minecraft. It's that simple, or at least it feels like that. I don't know if you've never played Minecraft, however, because you found it a bit outdated maybe, Valheim is the kind of game that as soon as you step into becomes your kind of new favorite game. If you do enjoy survival RPGs, crafting, and something to keep for your grandchildren, go for Valheim. Then we have Death's Door, which you might find a bit hard to believe is actually the perfect 10 out of 10 indie game of 2021 in literally every single element. It's got an excellent gameplay, it's smooth as hell guys, some of the best puzzles you will ever come across on top of an amazing dungeon crawling experience. Pick up Death's Door if you do enjoy any of those elements and thank me later. Honestly, what a game.
Good morning, Mr. Riggs.
Good morning, Ashley.
We should go out and explore the area.
Now, I personally haven't played Riftbreaker, but I can actually vouch based on what I've heard. It's one of the most enjoyable blend of real-time strategy and bullet hell games on top of an RPG element. It is a lengthy game as well. It takes about 50 to 60 hours to finish. It's pretty simple, guys. If you do like tower defense games and the old StarCraft games, or basically have them old school, Riftbreaker over here could just be the one you're looking for.
Crafting completed. Base is under attack.
We're ready for them.
Use the rift portal to jump to the mining base. Rift jump successful.
Now, Eastern Exorcist is easily one of the best 2D platformers of 2021 and into a Western setting. It's a pretty hard game, not gonna lie, it's a pretty tough to beat game mainly because it's actually a Souls-like. There's all kinds of Eastern folklores to dig into and a lot of boss fights to sink your teeth into. Check it out, this one's only available for PCs at the moment. And last but not least, I'd like to think the best retro-futuristic pixel art game out of the past few years, not just 2021, Cyber Shadow. That's basically it. If you're looking for an old-school style ninja game that will test you at the same time take you back to the old days of living in the same house with your family, Cyber Shadow is literally a no-brainer.